In the previous discussion, we have talked about three pramanas in nutshell, three evidences: प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण, अनुमान प्रमाण and शब्द प्रमाण. As a matter of fact, it is believed that the memory of the people was very sharp. They can remember things easily. Originally, there was only one Veda, and there was no necessity of reading it. People were so intelligent and had such sharp memories that by once hearing from the lips of spiritual master, they would understand. They would immediately grasp the whole purport. But 5,000 years ago, Vyasved put Vedas in writing for the people in this age, Kali Yuga. He knew that eventually the people would be short-lived, their memories would be very poor, and their intelligence would not be very sharp. Therefore, let me teach this Vedic knowledge in writing. He divided the Vedas into four: Rig Veda, Samved, Atharved, and Yajurved. Then he gave the charge of these Vedas to his different disciples. He then thought of the less intelligent class of men, Istri, Shudra, and Dvijbandhu. He considered the woman class and Shudra class. Shudra class means working class, worker class. And Dvijbandhu. Dvijbandhu refers to those who are born in a high family but who are not properly qualified. A man born in the family of Brahman who is not qualified as Brahman is called Dvijbandhu. For these persons, he compiled Mahabharata, called the history of India, and the 18 Puranas. These are all Vedic literatures. The Puranas, the Mahabharata, the four Vedas, and the Upanishads. The Upanishads are part of the Vedas. Then, Vyasveda summarized all Vedic knowledge for scholars and philosophers in what is called the Vedanta Sutra. This is the last word of the Vedas. Vyasveda personally wrote Vedanta Sutra under the instruction of Narada, his Guru Maharaj, spiritual master. But still, he was not satisfied. That is a long story described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Vyasveda was not very satisfied even after compiling many Puranas, Upanishads, and even after Vedanta Sutra. Then his spiritual master Narad instructed him, you explain Vedanta. Vedanta means ultimate knowledge. Vedanta, Ved plus Ant, Vedanta. Vedanta means ultimate knowledge. And the ultimate knowledge is Krishna. The ultimate knowledge is Lord Krishna. Krishna says that throughout all the Vedas, one has to understand Krishna. Krishna says, I am compiler of Vedanta. I am compiler of Vedanta. And I am the knower of the Vedas. Therefore, the ultimate objective is Krishna. The ultimate objective is Krishna. That is explained in all the Vaishnava commentaries on Vedanta philosophy. The Vedanta Sutra simply hints at what is Brahman, the absolute truth. The absolute truth is that from whom everything emanates. It is the Vedanta Sutra that hints what is Brahman. What is Brahman? Brahman means Brahma. Brahman is the absolute truth. The absolute truth is that from whom everything emanates. Everything emanates. Everything emanates from the absolute truth. From the absolute truth, from the Brahma. This is a summary, but it is explained in detail in Srimad Bhagavatam. If everything is emanating from the absolute truth, then what is the nature of the absolute truth? That is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. The absolute truth must be conscious. We develop our consciousness and knowledge by receiving knowledge from others. But for him, it is said that he is self-effulgent. The whole summary of Vedic knowledge is the Vedanta Sutra, and the Vedanta Sutra is explained by the writer himself in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Uchyate Purnam Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. So, today we have discussed in nutshell about the introductory, about the base for Vedic knowledge. Later on, we will try to go deeper about Vedic knowledge. Thank you for watching the video. Thanks a lot.